delicious.
What I want to know is who's going to come between me and that taco.
Don't miss The Masked Singer, all new Wednesday, followed by Lego Masters on Fox.
You want some ice cream?
All right, we got to stop here first.
From smarter ATMs to after-hours video tellers, Comcast Business is connecting thousands of banks to technology that turns everyday transactions into extraordinary experiences.
Hi there. How are you?
Do you have any lollipops in there?
No, sorry.
We're helping all kinds of businesses go beyond customer expectations. How can we help you?
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really?
They do that?
If you've been seriously injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies and protect your legal rights. Seriously injured? Call Siegfried and Jensen and we'll get to work.
Court documents from Arizona indicate Chad and Lori might not be the only ones who have information about their missing kids. JJ and Tylee not seen since September.
Chad, where are the kids? Where are the kids, Chad? Where are Tylee and JJ, Chad?
We'll explain how Lori's niece, who's been arrested here in Utah, could also be connected.
A deadly house fire in Roy.
They were found at the rear of the home, inside the home.
Tonight, why it took investigators so long to find the homeowner.
And he's one of several presidential candidates in a crowded field for the Democratic nomination. So what's Mayor Pete doing to stand out? A one-on-one interview with Pete Buttigieg in this week's 3 Questions with Bob Evans.
We're keeping our eye on a winter storm moving through northern Utah. How much snow will it bring? We'll let you know in the forecast.
Today marks 5 months since one of 2 missing Rexburg, Idaho children, Joshua J.J. Vallow, was last seen.
And it's been longer since his sister Tylee Ryan was last spotted at Yellowstone National Park with her mother Lori Vallow Daybell and her uncle Alex Cox. Lori is now behind bars in Kauai, Hawaii on a $5 million bail, criminally charged with the disappearance of her children. Her husband, Chad Daybell, who went in hiding with Lori for months, has not been arrested. New this weekend, the governor of Idaho weighing in on this case.
And does have a big part in the extradition of Lori back to Idaho. He intends to send that required paperwork back to Rexburg as soon as he gets it.
That extradition hearing will come from Madison County and Rexburg. Come to our office. We'll run it through the system, and then we'll send it back, and it'll go to Hawaii for extradition. I think that's where it is right now. So I hope there is justice, and I hope the children are found.
Lori Vallow Daybell is fighting her extradition back to Idaho, and she is set to be back in court on March 2nd.
According to new documents filed in Arizona, Lori's niece Milani may have more information about the location of JJ and Tylee and has claimed responsibility for the attempted murder of her ex-husband, Brandon Boudreau.
Now, he and his attorney filed the paperwork 1 day before Lori's arrest in Hawaii. Fox 15's Adam Herbetz is in studio to explain how the case extends further than Chad and Lori.
Well, Brian, Kirsten, these documents were obtained through the Arizona court system by Fox 10 in Phoenix. But you might remember Brandon Boudreau spoke exclusively with Fox 13 last December about his attempted murder case involving his ex-wife, Lori's niece, Melanie. It was his first and only interview because for the past few months, he has been in hiding, calling himself the spouse who got away from a dangerous cult that centers around Lori's family. He says he wishes Tammy Daybell and Charles Vallow could have also survived.
911, where's your emergency?
Someone just shot my window.
Looks crazy, right? I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. It doesn't make any sense.
While Brandon remains in hiding, his ex-wife has been looking for him and their children, even though she does not have custody. At one point, she offered a $10,000 reward for his location on her now deleted Facebook account. She was also arrested for trespassing and domestic violence at his parents' house here in Utah.
The police are on their way. Get away from my door. Now! Somebody tried to kill my son 3 weeks ago in Phoenix.
That's terrible.
I believe that she's involved in it.
Brandon says since the divorce and the attempt on his life, Melanie has confessed to her new husband. She did try to kill Brandon, which is why the new husband started talking to law enforcement. She says her uncle, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, was the shooter. Remember, this is the same man who shot and killed Lori's husband, Charles Vallow, he said in self-defense. Just like Charles, Brandon also had a life insurance policy. It's important to mention Melanie has not been charged by the Gilbert Police Department for attempted murder or the Rexburg Police Department for obstruction of justice. Both cases are still under investigation. Her next court date in Utah on the trespassing charge is March 25th. Reporting in studio tonight, Adam Herbets, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Stay with Fox 13 as we track the search for JJ and Tylee and what lies ahead for Lori Vallow Daybell. Download our free Fox 13 News app or check out our social media pages and, of course, fox13now.com for the latest updates.
Taking a turn to weather now. Check this out. Freezing fog impacting the roadways in Cedar City this morning. This jackknife semi slid into the median of I-15 and was just one of many slide-offs that Utah Highway Patrol troopers handled. Now, when UHP got to the scene, the semi-truck driver was nowhere to be found, and UHP is now working to find that driver.
Breck Bolton in our weather center tonight. Is any of that snow headed towards the Wasatch Front, and how will the morning commute look tomorrow?
Well, that storm specifically has moved on. It's the second storm behind it coming in from the northwest. Does pose a problem and some concerns for our Monday morning commute. Right now, things are fairly calm. But as we were speaking about that storm that moved through southern Utah, I want to share this video from Stephen Keel through Bryce Canyon, where throughout the canyon, different snow accumulations, 4 to 6 inches, but kind of a beautiful sight there when you got that snow cap on that red rock there. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it was tough to travel through here again yesterday through most of the early morning hours, where as we show you across southern Utah, they picked up 6.5 inches or just close to that in Beaver. Capitol Reef was 6 inches. Boulder almost 5 inches. Bryan Head Ski Resort coming in with 12 inches of new snow. Now, again, that storm moving on. It's now positioning itself towards the Midwest. Now, as we look across the state, a few high clouds around. We're still finding a little bit of fog there towards southwestern Utah, but our attention turns to this next storm. It's beginning to track towards the state. We had a little weak cool front moving through, moisture lagging behind. It's beginning to make its move with some showers in Twin Falls and pushing towards the Wasatch Front in northern Utah. And it's bringing some snow. Initially, we could see some rain showers quickly, but then that colder air will change it over into snow. And as we take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast for the Wasatch Front, as we're going to increase the clouds, you see once we get to midnight, we start to see rain then changing over into snow. The question is how long will that snow last? How much will it pile up for your Monday morning commute? And how long will it be sticking around? I'll let you know coming up.
Now to a developing story in Roy, where fire crews found a woman's body after a fire tore through her home.
Tonight, Fox 13's Katia Collins explains why it took investigators so long to find her and has the latest on what sparked the fire.
It just happened in the middle of the night, boom, you know, surprised all of us.
Not knowing what was happening.
Got up and looked out and saw the house on fire.
Now neighbors watch as smoke still billows out of the house, which is a total loss.
How devastated I'd be if mine caught on fire, and scared for family and children, and it's just devastating.
The most concerning aspect for fire crews is that for hours after the fire was put out, they still couldn't find the homeowner.
My husband has tried to call her and contact her, and not sure about family that she has.
Shalise Johnson says her neighbor plays the organ at her church every Sunday. Today, she wasn't there.
So we were just hoping that she was out and that was it, and that as far as life, that she was okay.
Crews spent most of the morning not only putting out hot spots, but building beams to hold the house up so they can search for the missing person. Meanwhile, neighbors stand by, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst.
Everybody here is really close with each other. I mean, my kids play with these guys as kids. You know, it's a pretty decent neighborhood, so it's really sad to see this happen.
We're told the woman lived alone with her 4 cats, all of which are unaccounted for. Investigators are not yet releasing her name, and there is a state medical examiner on scene who will remain here for several hours. In Roy, Katia Collins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A 34-year-old man is dead after a crash near Delta. The Utah Highway Patrol says the crash happened just after 7 this morning on State Road 6 in Hinckley. Troopers believe he overcorrected and was thrown from his vehicle after it rolled over. They say he was not wearing his seatbelt.
Police in Cottonwood Heights need your help to find these guys. Investigators have reason to believe these two men used bad and forged checks in the middle of a vehicle burglary. The phony checks were used at 2 separate Smith's locations. The man in the glasses, believed to be driving a dark color mid-2000s Jeep Cherokee with a front passenger door that's lighter than the rest of the vehicle. If you know who these two are, please call Cottonwood Heights Police.
Tonight, we're hearing from people who tried to call 911 in an emergency, but they couldn't get through.
That's because for nearly 24 hours, agencies throughout the state were experiencing 911 outages. Fox 13's Spencer Joseph shows us what they got instead of a dispatcher. Spencer?
Yeah, thankfully, Ashley Zaspel knew exactly what to do in this situation, but police tell us they're still trying to figure out exactly what went wrong.
911 is a call that you always expect someone to pick up.
We learned about it yesterday, that the 911 didn't appear to be working from certain mobile devices. It seemed to be carrier specific, but we weren't really sure.
But from Saturday until Sunday afternoon, from Salt Lake City to St. George, certain carriers couldn't reach dispatch from their mobile phones.
About 80% of 911 calls in the U.S. come from mobile devices.
I heard the impact. Everybody started running towards the accident. I immediately called.
Ashley Zaspel witnessed a car crash Sunday morning, but when she called 911, she didn't get dispatchers. She got a recording instead.
And it just did the same thing over and over again. So I was like, oh, I got to call non-emergency dispatch. It was a little frustrating because, you know, time is of the essence, basically.
While departments throughout the day have reported the issue is stopped.
We'll work with whoever we need to work with to resolve that, because obviously that's a concern.
Because this could happen again in the future, police are actually saying save that non-emergency phone number on your mobile device so that you can have it in case of emergency. In studio, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
I don't want to live in California, you know?
Yeah. Still to come, a controversial project could go on or be dead on arrival later this week. What lies ahead for the vote on Olympia Hills?
And quarantined at sea for weeks. Now they're thousands of miles apart. An update on a St. George couple separated because of the coronavirus.
Taco from Kitty Mouse.
I was feeling you, girlfriend.
Banana.
I'm feeling it too!
This is The Masked Singer.
Who stays and who goes?
What I want to know is who's going to come between me and that taco.
The Masked Singer. Wednesday at 7 on Fox 13.
It's Magician Monday. Yep, we're going to have a magician here, and he's got a trick that we can all learn and master in 5 minutes.
Don't miss Fox 13's The Place, Monday at 1.
Everything okay?
Regular service helps you stay safe on the road, but if you get injured because someone else wasn't as careful, call Craig Swap & Associates for the 5-star service you'll need to win your case. Craig Swap & Associates. One call, that's all.
That's good advice.
A problem solver for president. That's Mike Bloomberg. A middle-class kid who built a global company from scratch. Mayor of New York, rebuilding the city after the 9/11 terrorist attack, creating 450,000 jobs. Running for president and on a roll. Workable plans to deliver on better health care, affordable college, job creation. Common sense plans to beat Trump, fix the chaos in Washington, and get things done.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
This is the Chevy Silverado with the world's first invisible trailer.
Invisible trailer?
Hop in. Silverado offers an optional technology package with up to 15 different views, including one enhanced view that makes your trailer appear invisible.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. Cool.
Where's the trailer though?
Get 0% financing for 72 months on all Silverado 1500 pickups, or current competitive owners get a total value of $7,250 on this Silverado without optional tech package or enhanced invisible view.
We just want you to make good choices, son.
Like, if you're ever injured in an accident, choosing the right attorney makes all the difference in your case. It's why people call Craig Swap & Associates first. Craig Swap & Associates. One call, that's all.
That's good advice.
Make your morning big.
Our combined height is 5'8".
Next flight, Juliette Lewis. Monday at 10 a.m. on Fox 13. You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
Welcome back. The area around 3rd South and 3rd West in Salt Lake City has been known as a Greek town for more than 100 years. The area, anchored by the Holy Trinity Cathedral, well, it's about to get a major facelift. The Greek Orthodox community of Greater Salt Lake has announced a $12 million capital campaign, all to construct the new Hellenic Community Center. It's called the Cornerstone Campaign.
The cathedral won't go anywhere. This beautiful plaza will get bigger. And then the museum that's in the basement right now will actually be expanded. And so we're hoping to create an 8,000 to 10,000 square foot Hellenic Cultural Museum.
That entire block and some land across the street is just under 6 acres. The area not used in this expansion will be leased to the Woodbury Corporation to develop. The LDS Church and the Huntsman Foundation made major donations for this project. Other donations, large and small, are helping to pay for this.
People were climbing the walls today, and all for a good cause. The Climbing Up for Air fundraiser took place in Salt Lake City and Ogden. The Front Climbing Clubs joined Salt Lake City runner Jared Campbell, who started the Up for Air series a few years ago. Campbell started runs up Grandeur Peak so runners could see the gunk below.
It's interesting because once you go up on those peaks, or if you climb up a couple pitches, you get on top of the inversion line and you can really see down into the valley and see just that layer of dark fog.
Money raised through registration fees, food and drink vendors, and personal donations is donated to the local nonprofits Breathe Utah and Utah Clean Energy. The climbers get some pretty cool swag from sponsors like Patagonia and REI.
Democratic presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard has just wrapped up a 3-day trip to Utah.
She hit the slopes at Snowbird today to get in a little snowboarding. Since arriving here Thursday evening, Gabbard has held town halls, visited college campuses to speak with students and get the word out to Utahns about the change she wants to bring to the country. Gabbard says she has one goal in mind:
to take on Trump in November, and more importantly, to be able to lead our country in a way that heals the divides, brings us together as Americans so we can actually get back to doing the business of the people.
Gabbard touts her 17 years as a soldier with 2 deployments to the Middle East as qualifying her to be commander-in-chief. She says her time in Congress as a representative from Hawaii will help her be an effective president.
And looking at that video there, it's just, you can see a beautiful bluebird day for those hitting the slopes. A great weekend altogether.
It really is. And fresh powder towards southern Utah.
Yes.
We could use a little new snow here across the northern mountains. Guess what? We get it tonight.
Oh, delivering, Brick.
Not a lot. We're trying. We're not going to get a lot, but as we've been seeing improvements, speaking of the air quality, it was good out there, and of course with the storm pushing through, that will help out in the situation. But as we take a look across the state, of course, the storm that hit southern Utah moving on. We give you a view of Moab just right at sunset. It was a spectacular sunset. Clear skies, as we will keep it clear across central and southern Utah here for the next few days, actually. But today's high temperatures well above normal, at least across northern Utah, getting out of the 30s in Logan, up to 40 degrees, 50s all the way from Ogden through Provo, even finding a little break from the inversion towards Vernal. Your high temperature today, 45 degrees, where you did have some snow showers earlier on. Central Utah, it was 50s. Milford, you had fog all day. Low 30s. You were definitely the cooler spot there across the state. And right now it's mild along the Wasatch Front, kicking up the winds just a little bit in preparation of this cold front that's beginning to track through extreme northern Utah. As we see 40s currently, expect to find temperatures dropping anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees as we look towards tomorrow. Now, air quality, as mentioned, good all along the Wasatch Front. Unhealthy a little bit, as you can see up in Cache Valley, but that will improve even for tomorrow as the storm pushing through. Now, yesterday's storm, we showed you throughout the watches and warnings map that we had winter weather advisories in place. Of course, those expired this morning. Nothing in place across northern Utah. Why is that? Well, as we are bringing in this storm, as we will see snow, nothing of great significance. Most of the snow accumulation will be up in the higher elevations throughout the ski resorts. We show you the range here, where most of it will fall here tonight through tomorrow evening, where the range on the low end, maybe an inch or so, at Park City, 5 inches of Snowbird, close to 5 inches of Beaver Mountain. Not a significant storm. We could see some troubled spots, though, for your morning commute, mainly through the canyons. Snow accumulations will be very brief at all along the valley floors. The benches, at least on the grassy areas, we potentially could see an inch, and that's about it. So I don't see a big concern, especially traveling through the valleys come tomorrow morning. That cold front will begin to move through. And once we get beyond this storm, mild weather expected as high pressure builds in. So even though we're going to see a little bit of a cool down, we'll quickly rebound as we look through the remainder of the week. Now let's take a look at our computer models, time out the storm. Again, it's coming and pushing through right on our doorstep. We don't see the shower impact extreme northern Utah until just after midnight. It pushes its way through along the Wasatch Front. We see that light snow. Again, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. But when the morning commute gets going, the shower should be out of here, except a few isolated pockets over the mountains. That's why we're saying a canyon concern for traveling come tomorrow morning and potentially throughout the afternoon with lingering light snow showers. We'll keep it away from the valleys as we'll be looking at partly cloudy skies across most of northern Utah. Now tonight, that possibility of some showers, again, snow. It could start off briefly as rain, but then quickly changing over to snow. As you can see, the reason being is that temperature dropping, getting down into the 20s for morning lows. Teens in Park City, central Utah, you're in the 20s and 30s under mostly clear sky. We'll hang on to the sunshine across the south. Partly cloudy skies across northern Utah, except over the mountains, it'll be mostly cloudy with isolated on and off again light snow showers throughout the day. But you'll notice those temperatures quite a bit cooler. And for St. George, you see the cool down not until Tuesday and Wednesday, but then rebounding back into the upper 60s heading into the weekend. And for northern Utah, we're looking at 30s for the next couple of days, then 40s, quickly going up into the 50s, even mid-50s by the weekend. Next storm hits on Sunday, bringing a possibility of some rain showers. So we just have that light snow here tonight, and then we're good to go.
Thanks, Breck. Still to come, a bill that reduces the level of penalty for polygamists in Utah is moving forward. We're going to hear from the bill's supporters and opponents next.
Whether your car has small tires, big tires, tires that go fast, tires with extra grip, or tires that just get you from here to there, they can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer. At Big O Tires, we have no credit needed financing available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's the Hyundai President's Day sales event, where you'll find monumental savings plus a mountain of Hyundai's best benefits. It starts with great deals across the entire lineup of cars and SUVs. And now, every new 2020 Hyundai comes with complimentary maintenance, plus the peace of mind of America's best warranty. Hurry into the President's Day sales event, but don't wait, because the huge savings end soon. Get 0% APR on the Tucson and Santa Fe, or $2,500 in savings on the Tucson. Only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
With 200 academic programs, small class sizes, and active learning education, Utah's lowest university tuition, and boasting the hottest job market in the nation, see why Dixie State was voted one of the best colleges in the West.
It's gonna be okay.
Victory is greatest when you've met defeat. Let's conquer.
I'm Jeff Birmingham. When the politicians tried to pass a massive tax on our food, I was proud to stand with the people and be a leader in the fight to stop them. As governor, I'll always put taxpayers first, because you have a right to know how your tax dollars are spent. I'll make our state government more transparent and more accountable so we can track every penny. Because it's not the politicians' money, it's your money.
Jeff Birmingham for governor.
Comparing Honda to the competition? That's already been done. Both Civic and Accord are best compact and midsize by KBB, and Civic is most wanted by Edmunds. Drive a new Honda Civic LX, $189 a month. When you compare, you know you want a Honda. Visit UtahHondaDealers.com.
Whether your car has small tires, big tires, tires that go fast, tires with extra grip, or tires that just get you from here to there, they can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer. At Big O Tires, we have no credit needed financing available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
On On the Hill, the Utah State Senate recently passed a bill that makes bigamy among consenting adults an infraction. That's going to be similar to a traffic ticket.
Senate Bill 102 still needs to be considered by the House, but already the bill has received a mix of opinions from people who have lived or are living a polygamous lifestyle. Here's Fox 13's Max Roth.
I just want to support any law that lets me live my lifestyle.
9 people who've lived in polygamy sent the Salt Lake Tribune videos explaining why they support or don't support Senate Bill 102.
I support Senate Bill 102.
The bill would remove the felony penalties for polygamy among consenting adults. Bill sponsor Senator Deidre Henderson says things that are already illegal will remain illegal. The bill enhances penalties for things like child bride marriages, abuse, and fraud.
Polygamists have a fear of prosecution, of the government actually charging them with crimes, but there's also a fear of persecution, that the government will go after them unduly because they don't like their lifestyle.
Nate Carlisle is a reporter with the Salt Lake Tribune. He says the Tribune wanted to know what people who lived in polygamy thought of SB 102.
For supporters of the bill, they're emphasizing that consenting adults ought to be able to do what they want to do so long as they aren't breaking any other laws.
Consenting adults should be allowed to have the kind of marriage that they want.
For the people opposed to the bill, they focused on the fact that consenting adults is not such an easy concept in some of the groups.
All of this starts from them being a child being manipulated into this situation.
One current plural wife seen on reality TV does not agree with the bill.
However, I can't fully give my support to Senate Bill 102 because I can't give my full support to anything short of complete decriminalization.
Opponents of the bill argue it will not lead to people feeling free to report abuses.
Polygamists are hopeful that by lessening the penalties and pretty much doing away with the penalties for consenting adults, that it would also persecuting them, from mistreating them.
In Salt Lake City, Max Roth, Fox 13 News, Utah.
On Utah's Capitol Hill, Attorney General Sean Reyes hosted a kava ceremony in the middle of the state legislature this weekend. He wanted to showcase Utah's diverse Polynesian communities and bring them together with government.
The idea of the kava circle is to bring the highest matai, the high chiefs, all together and to counsel together. There's a lot of symbolism in the circle, and in this opportunity we'll have police chiefs, other government leaders sitting together with the chiefs that represent these communities to talk about unity.
Provo Mayor Michelle Kaufusi joined him in the event. Utah has the largest Polynesian population per capita in the continental United States. Coming up in our next half hour, it's been a controversial subject for years, the proposed Olympia Hills development. We'll take a closer look at a crucial vote happening later this week.
And 4 presidential candidates came through Utah this past week, but one of them has gained a huge following over the past year. We talk one-on-one with Pete Buttigieg later in 3 Questions.
Right now, save big at the Mattress Warehouse President's Day sale. Get this Sealy or Serta Super Pillow Top Queen mattress with a head and foot adjustable base for only $9.99.
Go to MattressWarehouseUtah.com.
MattressWarehouseUtah.com. Larry H. Miller